Good evening. It is thrilling to see so many friends with us this evening to celebrate our Blue Block Party and the dedication of Uptown and Toby's Plaza, named for art curator, philanthropist, and Case Western Reserve graduate, Toby Devan Lewis. I want to thank the Case Western Reserve University Orchestra for their performance of that prelude to Fanfare for the Uncommon Woman. That was, yes, that's what it was. That piece was written as a tribute to women who are risk takers and adventurers, and I think Toby exemplifies both. Toby is with us this evening, as you can see, and you will hear from her shortly. Between our Blue Block Party this year and our Blue Bash last year, I'm worried that we're developing a reputation as a party school at Case Western Reserve. But when you have as much to celebrate as we do, you want to share it with your friends. This is an exciting time for Case Western Reserve. In August, we welcomed the largest, the most diverse, and the most academically accomplished class in our history. And last month, we're excited about that. And last month, we learned that the university's overall ranking from U.S. News and World Report rose to number 37, up one spot this past year, and building on last year's 3-place jump. Then on Monday, we announced some wonderful gifts. Gifts totaling $20 million for the construction of a new medical education and research building on our West Campus. The Mount Sinai Healthcare Foundation and the Cleveland Foundation each pledged $10 million for this project, the largest grant ever for each foundation, and we are so grateful for their support. The Cleveland Foundation has been an ardent supporter of Uptown, this wonderful neighborhood of shops and restaurants and apartments that we celebrate tonight. And in a few minutes, you're going to get to hear from Cleveland Foundation CEO Ron Richard, who's up here with me on the platform. Also joining me on the platform this evening are many of the visionaries, partners, and friends of this project, and I want to recognize them. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson, and you'll hear from him in a minute too. Dave Abbott, Executive Director of the Gun Foundation. Kevin Conwell, Councilman for this ward and champion for this project and its neighbors. Elaine DePietro, Vice President at Enterprise Community Development. Mike Dostal, Senior Vice President, First Merit Bank. Yvette Itu, Executive Vice President of the Greater Cleveland Partnership. The Marin family of MRN Limited, developers of this beautiful project. Kevin Nowak, Relationship Manager at KeyBank. Candace Williams, Vice President of Neighborhood Progress, Inc. I also want to recognize the university's Board of Trustees. A number of our trustees are with us this evening, and truly this project would not have happened without their support along the way. So please join me in thanking Case Western Reserve's Board of Trustees. There are many other people whose hard work made this project possible, and I have to start with Dennis and Kathy Berry of Berry Projects. They created the catalog of ideas from which Uptown grew, and they've been consultants to Case Western Reserve on this project. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your great work. And And Russell Baruch, the university's former vice president for commercial development. Russell, where are you? Russell, thank you. You were with this project from the very beginning. Lillian Curry, the Cleveland Foundation's program director for architecture, urban design, and sustainable development. She believed this could happen from the very beginning. Lillian, where are you? Her partner in many, many things, India Pierce Lee, the Cleveland Foundation's program director for neighborhoods, housing, and community development. You too believed in this project at every step along the way. Thank you. Jim McKnight, owner and principal landscape architect of McKnight Associates. They did this project. Jim, where are you? He's still installing something. One of our most important partners as we did this project, Jill Snyder, Executive Director of the Museum of Contemporary Art. Thank you, Jill. And the person at Case Western Reserve without whom this project would not have been possible, John Wheeler. Our Senior Vice President for Administration. Truly, we could not have done it without his help. We had many friends and champions who provided a lot of insight and help along the way. And I want to especially single out Jennifer Frucci. Jennifer, where are you? Yes. And two people who were really important to this project who couldn't be with us right now, the university's board chair, Chuck Fowler, and his wife, Shar, who also cared deeply about this project. Another person I have to thank who is not here with us tonight is Peter Lewis, whose vision for the university and this neighborhood challenged us to think differently and more boldly. Peter's hallmark gift to the university, the iconic Peter B. Lewis building, was a catalyst for our campus and for University Circle. Peter asked us to aspire to something greater, and we did. He asked us to work together, and we did. And I hope that he is as proud of the results as we are. He set the tone for remarkable collaboration. You see it before you. We are grateful to him for his insights and his prodding. It helped us get to where we are today. Our partnerships have yielded transformational projects throughout University Circle, from the beautifully designed RTA University Circle station that will be built soon, to the medical education and research building we will create. The institutions of University Circle are reshaping our neighborhood in meaningful ways. Uptown is testament to this shared vision, as are all the people on this platform. The idea of a new, walkable, livable neighborhood lined with shops and restaurants was more than a decade in the making and took almost 5 years to plan. We broke ground on Uptown in 2010 and watched eagerly as the facade took shape. Tenants signed leases, restaurants opened their doors, and finally, students, residents, visitors streamed in to fill the tables and browse the shop aisles. Involved in every step of this project was the City of Cleveland, our partner on many transformational projects both on and off our campus. Through Mayor Jackson's leadership, so much in our city has changed for the better. In our neighborhood, perhaps the most visible project is the Euclid Corridor, which the Plain Dealer called an economic development engine for the city. There are many others, but it is his personal passion to ensure that every child in the city of Cleveland attends a high-quality school, and that is where he is determined to make his mark. The Cleveland Metropolitan School District has embraced an ambitious plan to reinvent public education in our city, and I am among its many enthusiastic supporters. I am very proud today to introduce Mayor Frank Jackson.
Good evening, and how are you? Good. You know, I want to congratulate Ms. Lewis for the dedication, and also President Snyder, as well as Councilman Conwell, the Marin family and company, Case Western Reserve, University Circle Corporation, all of the people who have made this possible and really have set the tone for this neighborhood. You know, the best plan that you have is the one you're doing. Anything else is just a good conversation. And Cleveland is in the process of executing plans, not just talking about them, but really implementing and executing plans from downtown up the Euclid Corridor to Uptown, throughout the city of Cleveland, throughout all of the city of Cleveland and all of our neighborhoods. But this project is a signature project for the city of Cleveland. People will come to this area in this part of the city to be part of what goes on here in terms of the medical care, the institution around arts and culture, all of those things that are happening in this area that makes this a very unique neighborhood. And this university and all of the people who will choose to live here will really make Cleveland a place that is a place where people will desire to live, work, play, and do business. So I want to, again, congratulate everyone involved, thank everybody who made it possible, and thank you who are the supporters of Cleveland and the supporters of our children through our education plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Jackson. The Cleveland Foundation, as I mentioned, was an early and passionate supporter of Uptown and of Greater University Circle, an area that includes the Circle and 6 surrounding neighborhoods. The Cleveland Foundation CEO, Ron Richard, is truly a visionary leader. He first convened the anchor institutions in University Circle, not only to share information, but also to collaborate on meaningful projects that would benefit our community, the professionals who work here, visitors and residents, and particularly those people who are underserved. It is my great pleasure to welcome to our event tonight and to our celebration the CEO of the Cleveland Foundation, Ron Richard.
Good evening. I always hate speaking after the mayor because he has this way of cutting right to the heart of the matter. And any speech after the mayor sounds stilted, but I'll do my best. Thank you so much, Barbara, for that kind introduction. It's just thrilling to be here and see this. I see that India and Lillian have fled their seats, probably because they knew that I would tell all of you that they were the geniuses at the foundation behind all this work. They did all the heavy lifting under Bob Eckert's incredible leadership, and they didn't want me to embarrass them, so I know they're hiding somewhere, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want to say that nobody knows how to throw a block party like Case, so look at this. We're going to have great fun, and you didn't even have to bring a covered dish as the price of admission. The collaboration leading up to this evening has involved so many dedicated partners, and you all know who you are, and you're all here. It's great to see your wonderful faces. The enlightened approach of this university's leadership, along with the other anchor partners, the Cleveland Clinic, university hospitals, the city of Cleveland, the private sector, so many others, brought us to this point. Thanks to this exemplary partnership and to the generosity of the extraordinary philanthropists we're honoring tonight, we're not only dedicating Uptown in this plaza, but heralding the onset of Uptown Phase 2. The mixed-use Uptown District has always been a cornerstone of the Greater University Circle initiative. This initiative has so many moving parts, and now they're really starting to mesh. Just last week, President Snyder, Mayor Jackson, and I shared another speaking platform, as was mentioned, as we broke ground with so many others for the rebuilding of the Cedar University Rapid Station. Now here we are again in Uptown, where the Cleveland Foundation has strategically invested more than $9 million, I'm proud to say, but so many others have invested so much of their funds and their time and their effort and their heart in this as well. Among other purposes, our funds, all of our funds, have helped with world-class planning and design, streetscape improvements and public amenities, MoCA's relocation, yay, it's so beautiful. And I hope you all go to their opening in a few nights. Consolidation of the Cleveland Institute of Arts, wonderful facilities. Congratulations, Grafton. And planning for diverse projects such as Maximum Accessible Housing Ohio's new facility and RTA's relocation of the East 120th Street Rapid Station. Now we're on the cusp of Uptown Phase 2. And friends, I can promise you that we're going to finish that phase also. It's essential that we push forward for several reasons. First, to enhance CASE's already incredible reputation as a world-class university. And of course, as was mentioned, we've seen this already with CASE attracting its largest freshman class ever this year, with a sizable increase of students from outside of Ohio. And second, to continue catalyzing the revitalization of Greater University Circle. And Uptown is a major driver of the overall progress in this. Third, because Uptown Phase 2 will significantly strengthen CIA, RCIA, not the other one. And I used to work there, so I always have to be clear. Finally, we need to sustain the momentum that we have achieved. The mention of momentum brings me to another reason we've gathered here tonight, to pay tribute to Toby Lewis. As we at the Cleveland Foundation know so well, and all our other foundation friends know so well, donors are the sparks that animate and accelerate transformative projects like this one. Toby, your legendary status as a patron of the arts and philanthropist is reinforced yet again by your gift, which makes this dynamic space a part of your alma mater and, of course, our city. Thank you for caring so much about Cleveland, and in particular about our arts community. You've shown both leadership and vision in supporting and uplifting emerging homegrown artists. You've given not only to our city's big, iconic arts institutions, but to a range of smaller, less well-endowed organizations as well, such as the Cleveland Film Society and Cleveland Public Art. You've also been a great friend to the Cleveland School of the Arts. In a word, you really get this community. And now the students, residents, workers, shoppers, diners, out-of-town visitors, and everyone drawn to Uptown will get to experience this lively plaza and cultural hub that bears your name. Of course, the Renaissance that we celebrate here isn't an end in itself. It's a step in the Greater University Circle Partnership strategy to create a vibrant urban core, a renewal that extends to the underserved neighborhoods surrounding this area, which is so important to all of us and to Greater Cleveland as a whole. So make no mistake about it, we have come a very, very long way. And we know that we will go much further and much faster in Phase 2 than in Phase 1 because we've proven the model and we all know it works. So thank you very much. Get ready to party, and thank you, wonderful orchestra.
Now, when I introduced our partners, I didn't see one, but he is really important to this project as well, because this project is actually bookended by two important partners. I mentioned Jill Snyder and MoCA, but we have with us also Grafton Nunes and the Cleveland Institute of Art, and we are so excited to have the rest of you planning to move into that beautiful space down there at the other end of the block. So Grafton, thank you. MRN Limited has reshaped Cleveland through some really prominent development projects, and most important among those is probably the development of East 4th Street, and now Uptown. Despite a national economic downturn that hampered commercial lending, the Marin family never lost sight of our collective goals. I am so pleased to welcome tonight Rick, Jory, and Ari Marin.
Thank you, President Snyder, and thanks for hosting us in this wonderful event tonight, and thank you for everything that you and the board and the university have done to make this project happen. On behalf of our family, I must first say that it has been an honor to work on this project with such a dedicated and visionary community. Today is especially gratifying because this place is our home. My grandmother, my mom's mother, grew up a few blocks away in Glenville. She took the streetcar downtown every day to go to work at the May Company. My grandfather, Dad's father, worked as a manager at the Sears store on Carnegie, where Dad had his first, and some say only, job. Incidentally, that store was the very same building that Mocha just left to move into this beautiful new jewel. Jory and I were in University Circle every Saturday as kids, studying at the Institute of Music. On breaks, we would go to throw pennies into the wishing well at the Art Museum. And yes, we would eat Happy Meals at the McDonald's that was torn down to make way for this alley. I think it's safe to say that we grew up in this extraordinary community that is University Circle. Uptown builds on this past, but it is very much about this community's present and future. Thanks to the vision of the leaders on this stage and so many people here tonight who we have been fortunate to work with, Uptown has already become a diverse and vibrant international community. Thanks to the incredible resolve and vision at CWRU, its president and board, Uptown is made up of smart, well-read, and well-fed residents and visitors. Thanks to the leadership of the Cleveland Foundation, Gunn Foundation, and Peter B. Lewis, Uptown is a world-class international neighborhood. Thanks to UCI, Uptown is at the heart of this great neighborhood. Thanks to the City of Cleveland, with the leadership of our mayor, his staff, and Councilman Kevin Conwell, the Enterprise Foundation, Village Capital Corporation, and Cleveland Development Advisors, Uptown makes deep connections to the local community. Uptown is walkable, bikeable, and connected to leading modes of public transit thanks to the RTA. Uptown is entrepreneurial, thanks to Key Bank and First Merit Bank. Uptown is uniquely Cleveland, thanks to the many business owners who set up shop here. Uptown has beautiful spaces to hang out in, thanks to the City of Cleveland, Toby Lewis, Stanley Sadowitz, James Corner Field Operations, Jim McKnight, Land Studio, and others. Uptown is creative and fun, thanks to Berry Projects, Mocha, and the Cleveland Institute of Art. Uptown is a world-class neighborhood built by a world-class community partnership. I'm hopeful that together we've created the mold of how we build the next century of Cleveland. I know that for our family, it has been the experience of a lifetime to be part of this team, and I'm excited to say that we're just getting started. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the party.
Now a few words about our guest of honor, Toby Lewis, the inspiration for and the namesake for Toby's Plaza. Let me start with a story. When we first came to Toby with this idea, we had these very formal names for this thing. And, well, let's just say Toby didn't like them. And we said, well, what do you want us to call it? And she said, Toby's Plaza. And Toby's Plaza it is. She is, yes, that's right. So she really is the inspiration for this. She is a brilliant curator, a risk-taking patron of the arts, and an inspirational philanthropist. And we are so lucky that she is a graduate of Case Western Reserve. Many of you know that Toby spent more than 20 years amassing a collection of paintings, sculptures, and other works for the Progressive Corporation, where she served as curator. Art and Auction magazine called the collection one of the country's most refreshing. She also created a new kind of annual report that was a model for-profit and not-for-profit institutions all over the world. Toby's influence is far-reaching. It touches both up-and-coming artists and established ones through her support of fellowships, endowments, exhibits, and books. She served on the boards of multiple arts institutions nationwide, but I want to mention some close to home: the Cleveland's Museum of Contemporary Art and the Cleveland Institute of Art. She's been honored with an award of excellence from the International Association of Professional Arts Advisors and, of course, with the Cleveland Arts Prize. She is as respected for her philanthropic work as for her work as a curator. I am so proud to tell you that she really is the inspiration for Toby's Plaza, and our hope is that you will find it as elegant and as exciting as Toby herself. Ladies and gentlemen, Toby Lewis.
Thank you, all of you, Barbara. Maybe everyone is wearing blue tonight, but I am feeling anything but blue. Thank you all, especially Case Western Reserve University, Barbara Snyder, Ron Richard, the Cleveland Foundation, Chuck and Shar Fowler, for the honor of giving you this Toby's Plaza. I am thrilled that much of my family is here tonight. My daughter and son, Ivy and Jonathan, and Peter, wherever he is, whose support is unfailing. I graduated from Case Western Reserve University with the class of '56, and I have now been an alumna for 56 years. Let's hear it for those numbers. It is truly so much fun to be part of this amazing transformation, which brings us together and brings together my favorite institutions in Cleveland that have been so much a part of my artistic life. With MoCA on one side of the plaza, Uptown in the center, and the Institute of Art anchoring this amazing development, you can only imagine how I feel. I now know where I will be spending a large part of my social life when I'm in Cleveland, beginning tonight. Thank you all for this wonderful opening of the Blue Block Party and for Toby's Plaza. Thank you.